Hello and welcome back to AI on Us
and CTO News Thursday, your go-to podcast for understanding AI's major changes and its impact on businesses.
I'm Marianne. I'm co-founder and strategy lead at AI on Us, an exclusive summit dedicated to responsible AI. We help leaders cut through AI complexity, unpacking risk, regulations, and real opportunities so you can turn compliance into a competitive edge.
And I'm John James Abaddon, General Manager for IT Lab Group Limited and founder of CTO News Thursday.
Today, we're tackling a critical issue for business leaders. We're going to talk about AI and cultural gaps in generations. Specifically, we'll talk about what C-level must know to attract new AI talents. And to make this happen, we are joined by Svetlana Videnova, an AI lecturer at AI School and expert in talent strategy, who works closely with the next generation of AI professionals and companies hiring them.
Lana, welcome. Before we dive into today's discussion, can you tell us a bit about your background and how you got into AI talent development?
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. Marianne, John, nice to see you. Thank you for the invitation, first of all. I have an engineering background and I trained as a backend software engineer. I developed my career into product program management, and later on I specialized as a data strategy and change management consultant. And through all these roles, obviously, I was involved in hiring teams, colleagues, and different consultants. I was lucky enough to change various industries such as fintech, aerospace, media, and the public sector. And recently, I also started teaching change management, big data, and AI consulting at AI School in France.
Let's start with the elephant in the room. Many C-level executives don't understand the AI talent they're looking for. Lana, what are some of the biggest disconnects you have seen between leadership and AI job seekers?
I think we can start from the misalignment and lack of standards in the job titles, the responsibilities, and general understanding of who is needed, for how long, what skills are required. This is an industry problem, and adding on difference between work culture, expectations across different generations, but also different countries, work and social habits make it even harder to navigate the hiring process.
We often hear companies posting job offers with impossible scope, and what we mean by that is they're looking for a product manager, a data scientist, all in one. From your perspective, Lana, why does this happen and what's the impact on talent acquisition?
Yeah, that's a good point. I would say based on my experience, the reasons are either budget, understanding of the data landscape, or communication. A startup can't really afford to hire for each individual role, hence why you need to take different hats on and play different roles within the job spec. That's why also in the job spec they try to fit in quite a lot of responsibilities under the same title. Communication between the hiring manager, the HR, the actual need from the team is broken and ends up hiring the candidates with the wrong skill set at the end. Sometimes it is also due to lack of understanding of the industry as a whole. Depending on your needs, you may have 5 different ways to solve your issue, and more technical product owner, for example, may be the right answer, while other times you may need a full team of data scientists. It is generally a good thing to ask either a consultant for a preliminary discovery to find out what exactly is the best route going for your case specifically, or investigate internally.
That's the key point. When companies don't define AI properly, they end up losing relevance in the market. They look like they don't understand AI at all.
Yeah, it is difficult to write job specs and follow a standard and search for a job when each job title means something different to each different company. I'm gonna drop the agility word, which is quite used by now, but adaptability, agility, openness, change management strategies are the keys, in my opinion, to keep up to date and be efficient in the hiring process, being always up to speed with what's happening in your own company, but also what's happening in the industry as a whole.
Yeah, which becomes more and more challenging because things are moving at a crazy pace, I guess.
Extremely crazy pace, and this is the problem within our industry, within the data world. Now we have AI Act, we have all sort of legislations that are coming up. So as a company, you need to be up to speed with all sort of regulations that are coming, but also on the technical side, all the innovations that are happening, all the different machine learning models, it's a lot to keep up on.
So the real change isn't just hiring AI professionals, it's understanding what skills are needed today versus tomorrow. What's the best way for leadership teams to stay informed about AI talent needs, in your opinion?
Universities work with active professionals, so that way students are prepared with the latest example of the professional world and the challenges companies are facing. And on the company side, working with consultants schools is beneficial to hire new talent and train them early in their career and hire the correct skill sets needed. Working as a collaboration basically is the key word here.
Kind of prioritizing again multi-stakeholder strategies.
Exactly. Knowing where to go as a company with your North Star, let's say, driving the products, driving the innovation, but with the same goal so that you can foresee what sort of talents you may need in the future. And then prepare with maybe hiring a few interns, maybe training them, and build that relationship early on in their careers, but also bringing them with you in the journey of innovation and embedding them early on in their culture.
So Lana, you have a background in change management. Often, change comes with fear and distrust of AI inside organizations. Many employees, especially those who have been in the workforce for a long time, feel threatened by AI in some ways. How can leaders prevent AI adoption from creating fear and resistance?
I think it all goes through a clear and transparent communication. It focuses on a common target, as I mentioned earlier, the North Star, or just the common target where all teams are aligned on what we are exactly delivering. Why are we doing this change? What is the impact for us? We saw massive layoffs in the last few years, and it seems that the job market is picking up again slowly, probably realizing that AI won't solve everything. It is a stressful route for employees and also a costly route for companies as well. So to avoid that, better provide training to existing employees to refocus their efforts on that common objective we spoke about in the beginning, and be clear and transparent with them. Where are we going with this change?
All right, let's get practical. If you're a CEO, CPO, or business leader, what are the best practices for hiring AI talent without creating resistance or alienating teams? Is it 1. Defining AI roles clearly, i.e., don't list impossible skill sets, instead, work with an AI consultant or industry expert to create realistic job descriptions? 2. Build AI literacy at leadership level, which means AI isn't just a tech issue, it's a business strategy which leaders must understand what AI can do and cannot do. 3. Foster a culture of learning and not fear. This is where AI shouldn't be framed as a job threat, but as an opportunity for upskilling and efficiency. 4. Staying agile, i.e., AI roles will keep evolving, which means investing in continuous learning and keeping an open dialogue with AI professionals about changing skills.
I would say it's a mix of all of them. I would also say resistance to change is a naturally human thing. It's normal, especially when it touches financial security for employees and just uncertainty in general. It usually comes from lack of understanding, and if we're talking a bigger scale, a rigid work culture in the company. The help of communication experts alongside change management experts and consultants, I believe, will help with this. And my go-to strategy is involve people from the beginning, gather opinions, hear and account to what they have to say, involve them as soon as possible. That way, they feel involved, they feel their word is heard, and they feel respected. AI hiring is challenging because leadership often doesn't understand AI talent, but there are a lot of ways that they can improve. Companies lose relevance when they post unrealistic job offers. It just creates chaos in the market, creates chaos in the talent head as well. The AI industry evolves too fast for rigid hiring models, and leaders must stay adaptable, be flexible, be agile as much as you are in your product and involvement. Also do that in the hiring process. Best practices include defining roles clearly, educating leadership, and creating a fear-free AI culture.
Well, Lana, thank you so much for an insightful discussion. AI is changing the workforce, but understanding talent isn't just as critical as understanding the technology itself.
Thank you so much for having me. That was great.
Thank you for listening to AI on Us.
And CTO News Thursday. See you next time.
AI on Us. Discover our AI on Us CTO News Thursday, a 10-minute mini web series to democratize the complexity of AI changes by bringing to the table major concerns, current observations, and latest initiatives.